Assalamualaikum, and we continue. Okay. Before implementation, okay, after installation, we have we here refers to the auditor needs to make sure that individual modules must be tested at as a whole. Okay, meaning that if you see one screen, okay, you can see many modules. Right. If I may open example, and clicks. Okay, first we have to log in. Okay, for example, CIMB after login. Okay, these are the modules. If I click my accounts, it should go to it will list all my accounts. If I click pay and transfer, it should perform whatever is written here. Top up, apply and invest, rewards, all these things. So the auditor has to involve during the testing of this module. So all these modules must be tested, okay, individually and as whole, right? Okay. So all the modules must be tested before it's fully launched to be used by users. Okay. So rigorous tests must be performed once the testing satisfied that the system meets the tested meets the requirement. The system is formally accepted by users. Okay, so the auditor has to check. Okay, all these specification meets the requirement, the original requirement. For example, the first requirement data collection. Okay, users may specify, okay, they want this system to be able to check the credit status. So there must be a module on the credit status. So maybe after one round, the request to add another module. Okay, so all these additional things also must be the auditor must make sure that all these requirements are fulfilled. Okay. Formal testing and user acceptance. Okay, user acceptance here are we want to make sure that users accept the system that they have request. Okay, it is weird if users request but at the end of the day they reject the system. Okay. So normally, under normal condition, users will accept the system. But in some situation, if we create a system without consulting them, without having their input, they have tendency to reject the system. Okay, there are actually real cases where users reject the system and finally they abandon the system. Okay, this is the and auditor has to make sure that most control exists. Okay, most important control exists, right? So the important controls here means that first of all, that if I've shown to you the CIMB just now, users login, username and the password. Okay, and then whether users can use all the module or only specific module. Okay, so those are the control. Okay, right. Okay, it is important to check before fully implementation, because there are possibility that you will find there are error, there are flaws. Okay, but still at this point, if we trace any flaws, any error, it is not it's not that bad, but it still have some implication, because we have spent about 70 or 80% of the costs. Okay, and we have spent time to develop, but still the system have flaws. Compared to if we found out after 1 year or 2 years. Okay, at that time the impact is so huge, the devastating is unprecedented. Okay, because if we use a system that have flaws, we can expect the output will be not correct. Okay, meaning that our reports, our system data consists of error. Okay, so all this while, let's say we found that 2 years from now, all this while we are making wrong decision because our system inherent the flaws. Okay, so it is better to discover now or at earlier stage compared to later on. Okay, and it is important also to document the user acceptance. Okay, user acceptance means that we let the user to use the system. Okay, and then we have several ways to get their satisfaction. Perhaps through survey. Okay, maybe we conduct very brief survey asking them, do you satisfied with this system in general? Do you satisfied with this module in this system? Okay, and finally, which area that you think needs to improve further, right? So having all these questions will help us to measure users acceptance. If users satisfied, they will accept. If users not satisfied, they certainly will reject the system. Okay, as simple as that. And it has to be documented so that we know, let's say we have 100 users, how many of them satisfied, how many of them not so satisfied, how many of them not satisfied at all. If the number that not satisfied is higher than the one who satisfied, probably it indicates that users are not happy with the system, not satisfied, not happy, and there are possibility sooner or later they will reject and they will down the system. Okay, so user acceptance is important. We have seen many products being introduced to the market, and nobody's respond positively to the product. Okay, maybe because of its features, maybe because of the price, maybe because there are better alternative compared to the product. Okay, right, we'll continue with the next video.